Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of our Dungeon Boss PvP series. Today I'm going to be going over another PvP offense team, show you how to get some, hopefully some easy wins, provided you have the runes to back it up, and hopefully get you on some better win streaks, climb the ranks a little bit better, and ultimately get some better rewards. So I don't have a fancy name for this one. I've been toying around some ideas with it, but I just can't come up with something neat and something that's easy to remember and catchy, if you will. I have been using this particular team, or a variation of this team, for a couple weeks now. It's been pretty solid, probably as much so, if not more so, than the Caster Master team that I'd done. So right now this team has helped carry me up into boss rank, in addition to a little bit of time that I had on my hands. So right now, using this team and one other team, I am up to 56 in the ranks. Got 6 losses this season as far as attacks go, and those are going to happen every now and then. So this team here is a similar concept to what we saw with the Caster Master team. It's going to be somewhat a war of attrition in terms of surviving and make sure you stay alive long enough. There are some basic mechanics that you have to do, and some basic runes that you need to do as well. So I'm not going to waste my streak here, so I'm just going to keep picking the far right ones, and if we lose, we lose. That's how it goes. So the idea behind this team is damage reduction coupled with bonus damage. So the way that I run this team is I run it with Astrid protecting Furno, because Furno is a caster, and then I use Furnace to also buff everybody with extra fire damage. The way that this works, depending on the PvP defense, is your placement of Furno is going to matter here. So right now, Furno is always going to go after Furnace, so that he gets a bonus. Same with Astrid always goes after Furno, so that she gets her full force of her attack as well. Bobble can fit pretty much anywhere, so basically I'll put Bobble in the second position sometimes in case I need to possibly deal with somebody who's got 3 normal speed attackers, and I don't want someone to have a powerful attack after Furno goes. Occasionally I will put Furno first in case I need to take somebody out before a Furnace is taunting. That's one of the issues that you run into with this team, is if you can't attack the person that you need to. That's the issue. This team here works really well for a lot of different teams. The one team it does not work well against is Lily teams. Do not use this team against Lily, because with all 3 of those Furnace and Astrid and Bobble all being armored, Lily's going to eat them up. It's bad news bears. There's not usually too much of an issue with Hopper. The biggest issue with this team is if you can't kill enemy shades in the first turn. If you can't kill Shade, then you run into a whole host of problems, because once he Spirit Links, you're on the losing end of a battle there. It's going to be really tough to come back. The second phase of this particular team is that if the unfortunate happens and both Furno and Astrid die, we have our high damage reduction Bobble paired with Furnace and Taunting, and a lot of times those 2 can carry me through to victory. Neither of them can be Spirit Links, so if we lose any of the other 2, it's not a huge deal. But also, depending on who you have left over, sometimes it's hard to kill whoever they have left as well. So we're going to do a couple of raids with this team here. I think we'll do roughly 5 of them. We'll do 1 here, and then we'll do 1 refresh. You can see how the general mechanic works, and see if you like it. So like I said, almost always the first target you're going to have to go after is Shade. That's kind of how it is. I see him on almost every single PvP defense. If there's no Shade on defense, then it's super easy. I wish you could auto run it, because it'd be that easy to do, because Shade is the only one that really causes problems aside from Lily. So even if they have 3 big hitters, Shade, and then the Bunny, and then Kira. Sometimes you'll get diseased. Furno does get diseased by both Shadow Blade and Hopper every now and then. But most of the time it's not a big deal. My Astrid is runed out heavily towards attack. She's a good backup. So unless both of them get diseased, you should be sitting pretty good. The other great thing about Bobble tends to draw Shade almost all the time, and Shade pretty much always misses. And plus with his damage reduction, he a lot of times, even if he does hit, he doesn't do much damage. So this is the first one. We're going to gain some extra fire damage. And then we'll toast out Shade. And because he's got Astrid on his team, we see that from time to time as well. So I'm going to pile everything I can on top of Shade. I'll use the provoking one. I feel like it does higher damage sometime. So that was a little bit unfortunate. To be honest, I don't see Shade dodging a lot or missing. So this will be a good exercise in, damage recovery. So we're going to be dealing with a Spirit Link here. Actually, maybe not. He didn't Spirit Link. Well, I'm going to try and kill him. Not really sure what to make of that, honestly. It's got to be something related to the taunt, perhaps. But in any case, he didn't Spirit Link. Now we're on cruise control to victory. Or maybe not. I probably should have healed Furnace. That is probably what I should have done. Oops, that was my bad. Alright, so let's get her out of there first. She took 1 damage, but she still died. That's kind of interesting. Alright, now I have gone one-on-one Hopper versus Bobble before and have come out victorious, so I know I can win this one. It's just a matter of if I can keep Astrid alive for another turn, get her undiseased. That's always a good thing there. She's got good defense. Yep, I think this is going to be a win. That's good. And we'll do this. I probably could have buffed her defense there, but I'm trying to get these status effects on these guys to wear them down. Poison is the one that I want the most on Hopper because she does that stupid Soul Devour, and just sometimes I'm going to take a gamble and try and hit her here. There we go. Because when she does Soul Devour, she heals, and then when you go on Hopper versus Bobble, it's just a long, drawn-out fight, and it's tough to do if you don't get some really well-timed status effects. Alright, so that one didn't go as planned, but it still worked out. Let's try this one here. This is a lower level. This one's it's a far right, so I'm still doing it. This should be an easy win. The worst case scenario with this team is if they have a really, really strong Shade and Shadowblade. PvP has been kind of weak these last 2 weeks. I'm not sure if there's matchmaking issues, but I haven't seen a team so powerful that Shade has powered through the Furno debuff along with Shadowblade. A couple of weeks ago, that was happening non-stop when I was doing my Caster Master team. So even with those buffs and the debuff, those guys were getting through that debuff, and it was really obnoxious. So this one is going to be a little bit similar to the last one in terms of longevity, just because we're dealing with Rocky. I could use I can use my Wildfire Breath and try and kill Shade. It's likely going to miss, but it's a risk reward. I think it's going to be appropriate. We'll just make sure that we don't waste our Furnace heal this time. We don't want to have Furnace dying too soon. We want to keep that taunt up as long as possible. Same thing here, risk reward. You might hit some of them, you might not. So we killed Rocky and we killed Shadowblade, so that's really great there. Alright, I'm going to increase energy on Furno just to try and get the choking smoke up a little bit sooner. So apparently, Shade will not Spirit Link if Furnace is taunting, which is interesting because with other taunters that doesn't seem to be the case. But I'll take it. I will take it all day. There's honestly no way I can lose this one now. This guy was much lower level. We're just buying our time until we get through that evasion. Gotta let that off. This might actually hit him. I just kind of felt like it was going to. There we go. Alright, 2 for 2. Earning those trophies. I think this is the first time I've ever been over 60,000 trophies as well. I did mention in a previous video that I've never been in the boss 100. That is a true statement. Okay, we're definitely going to do a hard pass on this one because of the Lily aspect. I do have a solution for this one. We're going to come back to it. Although this is the first time that I've seen Solaris on PvP defense. Don't wanna watch out for her. We'll come back to this one with a different team. This one here is a good example of where you have to switch your order because Astrid goes first. If I do my taunt with Furnace, then their Furnace goes and he taunts. I can't kill Shade. So this is one of those instances where now I have to swap the order, put Furno first, and then we go with Furnace. And this guy is way low level. I expect Astrid to pretty much wipe the table here. And this should be a one-shot on Shade as well. That's typically what I expect when... Actually, it's not going to be a one-shot on Shade because I think they have Astrid too. When they don't have Astrid, Furno will almost always one-shot Shade unless they're loaded up with bulwarks and damage reduction. But the thing is, he doesn't have to one-shot Shade. The only thing that you have to do is you have to make sure Shade dies in the first round. That's usually your goal. Between Furno and Astrid, I almost always get rid of Shades unless one of them is diseased or if there's an Astrid out there. And again, Bobble draws Shade. And it's going to be another failure. Yeah, basically did almost no damage. Alright, so we got fully powered on these guys here. Strong defense Shade. Strong defense Shade. It's alright, I'm not worried. Killed Kira, that's always a good thing. Alright, let's put our heals on here. According to the last couple raids, yeah, Shade shouldn't be doing his Spirit Link, which is always good. We'll do a slow burn on him, roast him, and all's going to be good. Sometimes I like when Furnace explodes because he heals Furno. A little extra attack there, and their Shade's going to be dead. Dive Bomb. We'll get another nice little attack from Bobble. Not much damage, but it's always fun to watch. And here we go. Oh wow, all defensive Astrid. If my Astrid couldn't take her down, that's pretty impressive. Not the build that I typically go for, but you know, still a good strong Astrid for his level. All right, we're gonna do one more, and we'll wrap things. Actually, no, we got two more. We're skipping Oracle. This one here, we'll go back to the previous order. Another Shade Astrid again, but probably not a huge issue. They have Hopper as well, so we're looking at possible diseases. But I'm still pretty confident. Like I said, PvP has been rather easy the last couple of weeks. You could just see from the streak that I'm on that it's been going well, and I'm not even checking runes. I'm just running this team. As long as it's not a Lily team, pop it in there. That's kind of how it goes with the other team that I'm running as well, and that'll be the next video. Alrighty, disease on Furno, disease on Astrid, so this will be another one of those long fights. But they do not have a taunter, so I'm going to be able to pick Shade off in round 2 since he can't Spirit Link. He doesn't have a Purger either. So let's do this. We'll get a quick hit. Wow, my device just switched orientation. Sorry about that. Sorry, I had to make sure that my video was not... last time it switched orientation, it stopped recording. Alright, basically no damage on Shade. That's kind of what I was expecting. Let's see if we can do a little bit of extra damage here. Hopper almost died. That's good. Alright, so Furnace is good. I think nobody's got AoE this second turn, so Furno is still good. Furnace doesn't need healing. I'm going to try and drop this bomb on Hopper just to try and secure a first round kill. There we go. And that'll help quite a bit in the long run, because I don't want to deal with, you know, their full force. And plus, well, it's not really a big deal. It's not like I can revive any of my people, but alright, so let's go with, first off, Shade is the problem one. So let's try and gank him. He's still very much buffed from Astrid, but he doesn't have his shroud anymore, so. Alright, let's get our heal back on Furnace just to keep things alive. Ponty's kind of the bad one now. He gets those triple attacks, but I should have Energize coming up. And even if he dies, I think I'm going to be okay, because I don't think Ponty will be able to kill Bauble. Waiting for Disease to get up on these guys here, because that Disease is going to impact my healing as well. Roll the dice here. I don't need Furno at this point anymore. They're toast. They are toasted. So I don't think we've seen any really strong rune power teams yet. Like I said, I'm not gonna waste my streak just to look for one. But this team has taken out easily some 5,000 rune power teams. Oracle has dropped to the middle. We've seen that in PvP as well. Something with the way that the slots are changing. It's very interesting how they go from one spot to another, but he's no longer in the far right spot. So this here will be, honestly, this should be another easy win as well. You don't see a lot of undead on the defense. So we'll go ahead and we'll kill, well, it doesn't even matter. Brahm's not going to do anything. I could easily wipe this one out with a Kira team, but that's kind of against the spirit of the video here. So the one thing with this team, your biggest non-Lily teams are probably going to be with Grognog and Kozar. The issue with Kozar, they have a really strong Kozar team. Kozar and people like Braum or Zam, or really any slow hero, they're going after Furno goes. So you can't force them in the lineup to basically do lesser damage. So a lot of times you're going to see things like those guys do heavy damage. A lot of times kill Astrid and Furno. At that point you have to see if you can, you know, mitigate some of the damage with Bauble and just slow burn with Furnace. We're going to leave Braum out there to do his thing. I'm not overly concerned about him. My main concern is getting rid of Shade. although we've seen in recent attacks that the shade issue is not really a big deal. Alright, so we don't need anything there. I'm going to do a quick buff on Astrid's defense. Should be good. Honestly, I don't know who's the most important one here now. I'll probably just kill Ponty just so that he doesn't revive. I don't feel like Braum is even close to an issue here. Yeah, toasted. And then Yasmin, she's just kind of there. Disease, burning, and off balance. It's kind of the trifecta. Should be just one more shot from Furno and she'll be dead. Alright, dive bomb it is. Alrighty. So, we've seen that this team here, definitely a powerful team. I'll show you the runes that I have on there just so you can get a sense of what sort of layout it takes for this to do well. Obviously, if you don't have the most powerful runes, your long-term survival might go down a little bit. You really want to have as much damage reduction on Bobble as you can, just because he helps disrupt the team quite a bit. So let's go out to here we go. Astrid. I have my Astrid rune for attack. She has some of my best runes out there. So Superior Duelist, Superior Champion, Superior Duelist, Superior Guild Rune. So I do have a little bit of damage reduction on her. This is probably my weakest rune on her. I might switch it. Nope, not to that one. And then a Bulwark. So a lot of attack and then just a little bit of extra defense. That extra defense helps get her just a little bit, and you know, weaker attackers will end up you know, buffing her up a little bit. She's definitely one of my strongest right now. Furnace I have ruined for attack, as most people do. Not really much point in going with defense or reduction. So Superior Power, another Burning Skin one, I like that one a lot. Battle Rune, nothing great there, it's just a greater. This was just a greater as well. Greater Duelist. So I obviously have a lot of room for improvement on Furnace. He's certainly nowhere near what I've seen. I've seen other people that have had, I feel like some people have had over 6,000 attack on their Furnace easily. But he's a great Furnace right now. He does really, really well. So if I upgrade to Superiors, I think he's just going to get that much better. Alright, Bobble is Guild Rune, so we got damage reduction, basically 20% damage reduction there. 29, let's call it 30% damage reduction. Another 10 is 40% damage reduction. 49% damage reduction. 59, 68. So let's call it about 65% damage reduction total. Obviously there's much, much higher, but that's the goal behind him, is to get damage reduction. And then Furno. Where are you at? Furno's got good runes, but by no means my best runes. So there's a Greater Champion, Greater Duelist, Superior Duelist, and Superior Vampiric. So as far as those two Nature and Fire rune, if I popped on some Superior Legendaries on him, he would be even more deadly. Maybe get past some of those Shade Astrid combos and deal a little bit more damage, but he's done more than enough damage for me. I haven't had any real issues, so I've been pretty content. So if you have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to let me know in the comments, and we will revisit this another day. Otherwise, as always, thanks for watching, and stop by again. Thanks. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting my channel. If you like this video, please show your continued support by hitting that like button, and be sure to check out both my YouTube channels for new content all the time. And always remember, peace is a lie, there's only passion. We'll see you next time.